textbook of anti-Semitism, and it was an unbelievable story. Everybody remembers it. So when I was approached to look into the story, I wanted to see if I can find all this footage that was never been seen. And I secured it from the FBI, and the character spoke to me exclusively. So this Sunday, we're going to show it at the Museum of Torrance. It's going to be our premiere, North America premiere.
What time?
It's on 7:30 on the Museum of Torrance. Please come. There will be great people there. And I think it's very important. I never thought it would be in a time like this that anti-Semitism is where it is now, but it's important to show it.
So this is the real story, the true story of a British immigrant a Muslim immigrant to Britain, right? Who was radical. And there's a lot of radical imams and mosques in England, and then he came to Texas to free whom?
Yeah, and then he held them for 11 hours, which was all over the news. And those situations, usually what happens is they don't end up well, but we do have a happy ending. Sorry, spoiler alert.
No, but what was his demand for the kidnapping?
His demand was to release Lady Al-Qaeda that was imprisoned just by that synagogue. He said, where can I find Jews that will be as close as possible to Lady Al-Qaeda? And that was in Texas, because she was held in Fort Worth, Texas. And that's how it all started.
Tell me about her and why she was in jail in Texas.
So there was, was always one of the most wanted terrorists by the FBI. For many, many years. She's known as Lady Al-Qaeda. Afia Siddiqui, that's her real name. And she became like a legend to radical Islam people, and he wanted to release her. And his idea was, why don't I call Rabbi Buchtel in New York while I'm holding Jews in a synagogue with a gun, and whoever is the president of the United States, if it's Biden or Trump, they'll do anything for Jews, and that's like the textbook of anti-Semitism. And that's how it went.
So how might this movie open the eyes of people that there's a great threat from Muslims, not necessarily over the Palestine. This is before October
7. I was almost finishing the movie when October 7 happened. I did maybe a little changes, but very semantics, to give some glimpse of what are we facing now. But in this case, this is a story that happened in Texas, in America. So we can see that person, and you will be able to see in the movie that he says, I love death more than you love life, which is what we're facing with Hamas. But he's not doing it over there in Israel. He's doing it right here in the United States. So I think that's why it's so significant to bring it in our time. I never thought it would be in this time that it will be released, but that's why it's so important.
And this culprit, he knew, and he told his friends that he was coming here to die. He wanted to become a shaheed, right?
How can you negotiate with somebody whose first thing he says is, I want to die? There is no negotiations here.
Isn't that the purpose of the Palestinians today?
I will not say the Palestinians, I will say Hamas.
Okay.
You know, it's a very important distinguish. I would think a lot of people, also in the Palestinians, want to leave. I think a lot of Israelis, they care about the life of Palestinians more than Hamas do. But Hamas, for them, dying is a gift. For them, every Palestinian that die, or every Israeli that die, is a victory. And we cannot tolerate that. For us, every Palestinian that die is a tragedy. Even for us, more than for them. So, you know, it was Golda Meir who was saying, we may have peace when they will love their children more than they hate us. And you can see it in Colleyville, that this guy came to die, and it took a lot of effort and luck, I will say, and wisdom, encouraged by this rabbi, to escape at the end. And everything is on the movie. Everything that was live on TV then, it's only from the reporter. But you will be able to see first time in the movie Colleyville what happened in the room for those 11 hours.